This is Berlanga's, this is Super Bowl, and he's going to come ready more than ever. And you're going to have to be ready. So focus on that, my friend, before you even consider talking about Beterbiev and Bivol, two guys that we know deep down inside you don't want to face.
Welcome into Boxing Scene's top stories here on ProBox TV. He is the gift that keeps on giving. Canelo Alvarez, but will he avenge his embarrassing recent loss? That is the question. To help me answer it, Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi, and ESPN boxing analyst Timothy Bradley. He has said, Canelo, that his priority is avenging his loss to DMITRY Bivol. Should Bivol defeat Artur Beterbiev in a fight we are all looking forward to? Two questions, of course. Is he serious about that rematch? And he also said that Bivol is better than Benavidez, which proves he is looking for the toughest challenges. Chris, what do you think of both sides of that? Do you think he wants to rematch DMITRY Bivol after a very one-sided fight? And do you think he would eliminate some of the criticisms that he's not looking for the toughest fight?
I don't think he rematches Bivol. I don't think the style matches up well, now less than ever. You know, the older Canelo gets, the less active he gets, the more trouble he's going to have with Bivol. They never matched up well. The one between the size difference and just the style of Bivol. Bivol is a very difficult guy to deal with. I mean, his ability, his in and out, his judge of distance, his timing on his jab, his conditioning, his durability, everything. He's got great defense. He's a very, very difficult out for anyone in and around those weight classes, and very well may be the guy who beats all of those guys. He may beat Beterbiev and be able to beat Benavidez and all these guys. He is that good because of the style that he employs. I don't ever see Canelo getting back in the ring with Bivol. I don't think that fight makes a whole lot of sense if he wants to keep winning, if he doesn't want to get beat again. They just don't match up. They never have, and like I said, they're not going to match up better now. And then in terms of him being better than Benavidez, with a win over Beterbiev, excuse me, so many B's, he certainly would have a much better resume than Benavidez does, being a light heavyweight world champion, being undisputed at 175, which is turned out to be an excellent weight class, and beating a demon in that of Beterbiev, who's one of the scariest guys in the sport today. So if he were to get past Beterbiev, which is no foregone conclusion by any means, yeah, you would consider him better than Benavidez. But in terms of stylistic, I don't know. It's kind of early to say. We haven't seen Benavidez at his best. We haven't seen him in with the best competition available. I mean, he has the best competition available, but I would like to see how he performs at that upper elite echelon level with guys like Beterbiev and Bivol. So, but in terms of Canelo having a rematch with Bivol, I don't see it ever.
Well, Chris doesn't see it happening, but Paulie, do you think it shows that the criticism is affecting Canelo a little bit? He feels the need to address it and at least dangle a rematch with Bivol in front of the fans? What's your thought about it?
No, I don't think any of this pressure really matters to Canelo at all. I think he marches to the beat of his own drum. I think he's shown that already. If he didn't have the titles, I'd actually agree with him. The problem I have is that he has the titles. As far as the Bivol announcement, as far as him saying he'd fight Bivol and Bivol being better than Benavidez, I do think, Bivol brings a huge challenge, as does Benavidez. As far as him saying that Bivol it would be the opponent and he'd be looking to make that fight, I think Canelo's reaching a level of that. He's obviously super popular, right? And there's a level where I think as fighters, we started to notice in modern boxing fans and fight fans in general, that if a fighter reaches a certain level of popularity, there's this like idiot delusion among their fan base where anything they say, they defend, right? So we've noticed it with McGregor fans, which, for me are the dumbest in the sport, in the entire history of professional sports. But I think Canelo fans are getting right up there, because I think for him to be able to say something so ridiculous that he knows he's lying, and he's always lying right through his teeth. And I'll call. I mean, I'd love to see it. So I'd love to be proven wrong. We'll go make the Bivol fight. I'll be the first one to clap for you. But like I said 2 years ago, he wasn't going to make the Benavidez fight. I'll say you right now that he's not going to make the Bivol fight. And then 2 years later, after I said he wasn't going to make the Benavidez fight, when everybody was saying he was going to make it, I'm still right, and I'll be right about the Bivol fight as well. He was not going to make the Bivol fight, but the fact that he said 2 years ago he would fight Benavidez eventually, and people believed it, and he was still here. And now he's saying he's repeating the same playbook, despite having this history that he's already done this. He's already played this game and not held his word. And the fact that he knows he's done this and he still can play it again means he has a realization of how dumb the fan base he has is, and it's brilliant on his part, because you can kind of create this counter momentum, and we're talking about it here. I think Canelo has a certain level. I mean, like, there was another news story we're talking where, Tim mentioned 168 pounders right now that probably Canelo beats a lot of them, if not all of them, because the good ones that want a title shot have to move up in weight because he won't fight them. So that leaves the guys that he may beat at 168. And I probably at 168, he beats a lot of those top contenders. So it shows that he has a lot left. But when you have the titles, you shouldn't be allowed to pick and choose these things. And especially now he's just playing these games again. I don't think he goes near Bivol, but that's my explanation for it.
Yeah, is it, Tim, in your opinion, just, meat for the wolves for his fans to talk about a possible rematch with Bivol that he has no intention of actually making? What's your thought on these comments?
I mean, it's bittersweet at the end of the day, but I feel like Canelo right now just needs to focus on Berlanga. That's what he needs to do. I understand that, he has a voice and he just wants to, tell people what they want to hear. We've been talking about Benavidez. We've been talking about a Bivol rematch. We've been talking about it for several years now, and it hasn't materialized. So, I would just warn Canelo, like, don't take Berlanga lightly, man. Don't take him lightly. Be a true professional. I understand that you look at Berlanga as an easy pick or a cherry pick. And you can run into problems if you do that. If you don't train like you're supposed to, he can surprise you. I mean, this is Super Bowl, and he's going to come ready more than ever. And you're going to have to be ready. So focus on that, my friend, before you even consider talking about Beterbiev and Bivol, two guys that we know deep down inside you don't want to face.
Yeah, two absolute killers in the light heavyweight division. But what is Canelo's route after, of course, his fight in 2 weeks? To Timothy's point, he's got a tough fighter in front of him. He has to stay incredibly focused. Any boxing news, of course, we'll keep you updated on all of it here on Top Stories ProBox TV. We'll be back with more boxing news.
Wednesday Night Fights.
Dynamite action on Wednesday Night Fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel.
Coming up on your next Wednesday Night Fights, September 11th, rising Guatemalan star Lester Martinez puts his O on the line against fellow undefeated warrior Joe Showtime James. Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at proboxtv.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday Night Fights.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.